Salutations and good morrow everyone, and welcome back to another Grounded video where today we are hopping in and we are talking what was left on the Grounded feature board that still could possibly be coming in future updates to Grounded. Now they've said that they're going to be supporting the game for the next 2 to 3 years for sure, so who knows if we're actually going to be getting any of these new and advanced things that they were talking about in their feature board. Now I'm really hoping that we do get them. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews on whether or not they will or will not be continuing updates to the game, but let's hop in, let's take a look at the feature board, and let's talk a little bit more about some of the things that could be coming to the game. Now the first thing is additional backyard environments. I don't really know where they're going to put this. The only place that I think that they could actually put any more additional backyard environments would be the deck. It's the only place that I'm thinking of at the moment, or being able to go inside of the shed. The backyard is now full. It is full of all the different environments that they wanted to put in the game so far, and the backyard has something in every spot. So I'm not really sure what they mean by this. One of the ones that I'm super excited about here, guys, is additional creatures and insects. I'm really hoping that at some point we can start getting some more flying creatures in the game. They did a great job with adding in the moth. The tiger mosquito was just a more annoying mosquito that was hard to fight, but nonetheless, they still added something, which is great. But I'm still hoping that we get a couple more additional creatures and something that actually does, like I said, make it worth you going out at night. Right now, that can be accomplished. You can go and fight the moths that they added to the game at any point. You don't really need to go out at night in order to face them. So, not that big of a deal for those being added. Now, here is a big one, weather. Now, I know what you guys are saying. Well, Sim, how in the heck are they going to cover weather? Because at that size, raindrops would be like cars falling from the sky, right? It would wipe out everything around you. And I get what you're saying, but at the same time, ants survive rain and weather all the time. Bugs outside survive rain and weather. So I believe that our teens could survive rain and weather. Now, this does not need to be anything that causes some crazy changes to the environment. Just having something other than constantly sunny days would be nice to see in Grounded still. Backyard changing events. This could be anything from somebody walking through the yard, a snowfall happening, or lawnmower running, or anything like that that could actually change what's going on inside of the backyard, or how the backyard's laid out. All those things would be really cool, but that is for the future still, and I'm not really sure how they would go down this one. But base blueprints is the next one that I want to go over, and power buildings I think could come. We would need to start using some more advanced things to build with in the game. They've added coal ash and coal cement for us to be, or ash cement I should say, for us to be able to build new walls and stuff like that, and they look fantastic. But at the same time, I feel like that power buildings are something that's going to require us to have a power source of some sort. But now that we have the sour candy added to the game, and it's literally acting with the sour magic staff as an electric ball, it's very possible in the future that we could be getting something like that as well. Now, going on over here, they have base blueprints framework for player generated gameplay. So I wonder if this is how they're planning on getting some sort of player generated gameplay to make it so you can share bases and stuff like that. Maybe. I'm not really sure how they would go down this one, but one that I am excited about is this next one here where it says insect pet enhancements. Right now, your pets are kind of there in the yard, and yes, you can tame them, and yes, you can put them into a house, and you can pet them, and you can equip them with a hat or goggles, and they did add more hats and stuff like that for your pets, which is great, but they don't really do anything other than they have 8 inventory slots. So it's like having a backpack, but you don't want to bring your backpack with you because they get hit once and they die. You have gnats, weevils, and aphids. I mean, literally any of those 3 things, if they get hit once by a wolf spider, they're dead. So it's really hard to actually have a pet insect come around with you in the backyard right now. So hopefully in the future we can start getting new pet insects that get added to the game that could help with some more, you know, things. Maybe we can get an ant or something like that that's a little bit more sturdy. you know, something like that. Then there's also bird improvements and additional interactions. I'm not really sure what that means, how we're going to interact with the bird more. It's the size of the koi fish, which is already the size of a blue whale compared to your character. So I have no idea how we would interact with the crow anymore. Maybe it would be able to pick you up at some point if you were running around while it was flying, and it would just be an instant kill. But I feel like that would just be kind of cheesy and just get you killed all the time, and people might get upset by that. Additional crafting stations. This really interests me. Now, we've already gotten the glue masher and the cookery gotten added to the game. The smithing table got brought into the game. Earlier in the game, we got the oven and the you guys know what I'm talking about, the weaver, right? We got all those added to the game upon us just having the workbench at the start of the game, which was really cool. And then we started getting all these other things, you know, the campfire, the cookery, the roasting spit, the drying rack, and all of that. I mean, all these different things are in the game and are able for you to use as crafting stations. But at the end of the day, I would still love to see some additional stations that come to the game, and I would really like to see some additional decorations come to the game. The base building is so important to everybody that plays Grounded. There is a whole section of people that do nothing but build bases all day. They go through and spend thousands of days in game, so hundreds of hours outside of game, building bases inside of Grounded. I saw somebody who made a Japanese looking temple-esque building. Somebody built literally an AT-AT the other day. I've seen, you know, more Star Wars ships. I've seen people making Hobbit holes. I've seen a friend of mine working on literally Hogwarts itself. I mean, the building in it is fantastic, but I feel like we still need more decorations. So if I could ask them to add something to the game, it would be more base decorations. There's a lot of bugs in the game. The story's fantastic. The story is so good, guys. This is so good story. But I still think that we could use a little bit more when it comes to decorations for our base building, because there are some of us out there that really love to do base building. And then finally, additional Burgle quest types. This is, well, something that a lot of people do Burgle quests all the time in order to get raw science. I feel like with all the different brain power and, you know, turning in the Burgle chips now that there's more of them, and the quests and getting science that way, and then running around and picking up the raw science, I don't really know how much that's needed unless you're a completionist and you want to get everything. But for like the main things you need throughout the game, you know, smithing station, oven, you know, advanced smithing modules, candy modules, stabs, things like that, like the main things that you need, I don't think that any other Burgle quest types are really needed. I mean, you have slaughtery, you have crafting, you have finding things, you have waypoints. I mean, you got a decent amount. And then again, Burgle is just a robot, right? So I do appreciate all the quests that we have. Maybe we could add some more in the future. I would like to know what you guys think other quests that Burgle could give you would be. But other than that, I'm not really sure what else Burgle could add for us. Going up over here right now where it says planned, a lot of these were actually already done, except for, we'll go over them. So additional backyard environments that were planned for main features, that was completed. Additional weapon types, we were given those. More tier 3 weapons and armor, we were given that already. Additional crafting materials, we were given that. Higher tier structures, technically we were given that. But what we were not given is ant pheromone control and base blueprints decorations. We were not given that. And also, I do want to point out that the queen ant was removed from this. It was in here, but it's been removed. The queen ant's no longer in here. And Ant Queen looks like it's been removed from their future plans. It doesn't look like that they're planning on doing it, which is a little bit of a bummer. But nonetheless, guys, that is what is inside of the Grounded feature board. Some things that we could see in the future if they decide to keep on pushing out some updates. But I will tell you guys, they are not planning on doing anything the size of what they had done for 1.0 again. There will not be very many changes if any, to the story. There will not be a huge update where they add a whole bunch of everything to the game again. At least that's what's been told to me so far. So hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and leave me a comment down below. And as always, I'll see all of you guys in the next one.